You're like, that was a good match.
Mm, man, just trying to put that adrenaline rush, right? Still cooking,
Yeah,
basically.
they are cooking. They're really cooking in there. Man,
Well,
this
I am
match, this
hungry.
match is just so good today. But this is Gundam Evolution at its highest form. As someone who plays it
Hmm.
just like every day, I love the game and playing it since beta. It's been such a phenomenal transition to see like
Right.
we went from derping around and not really sure what to do to like, is everyone like
Yeah.
listening to Sun Tzu Art of War? Like, what are these strategies and these gameplays? And
Hmm.
everyone's an anime protagonist in Gundam Evolution, and you love to see it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially with their favorite units as well being
Yeah.
used. Going into the game, which by the way, Bantai, my favorite unit is still not here. It's a Freedom Gundam, by the way. So thank you very much. They just want to win with their most comfortable and favorite
Yeah.
units as well. And this, Gundam Evolution just gives them the freedom
Yeah.
to actually choose to do so. So please put freedom there.
Well, I will say this: when it comes to freedom, not for you, Harbor City, you are banned. So we will not be seeing Harbor City. We will not be seeing Underground Command Center either. But we will be seeing Mountain R&D. We will be seeing
Again, and
Thermal
thermal plant.
Plants. Oh, I love the music on Thermal
Man,
Plant. It gets me pumped. Quarry is for another day, along with.
man, the
Wait.
justice
Uh-huh.
that they are giving, thermal plant and mountain
Country?
R&D
Okay.
lab is just phenomenal right now, especially at this stage
Yeah.
of the tournament. That
Yeah.
this is going to be the first time that we're going to be seeing thermal plant as well. But at the same time, the providence from the colony trading post, which does have a lot of forbidden duels,
Yeah.
that will happen. But that is only an if and only if we get into that game number 3 for what's it called, Sportland, Burnsiders
Burnsiders.
and
The Goo.
Burnsiders and Goo Gang.
Cool. Yeah.
Mm.
So, as a reminder, everyone, if you if you can't make the entire cast, we understand. You can follow and find all of the content that you see here on our YouTube. You can also
Right.
follow us on Twitch. You can follow us on Instagram. I think we're working on Snapchat and only Gundam, but hold off. We don't know yet. But for some core action.
Mm-mm.
But
But
definitely,
you
yeah, hit
want to
us up on
know?
the socials, and you can keep
Mm-hmm.
your ear to the ground with a lot of these players as well. You can find us on Twitch too.
Exclamation point
Mhm.
socials.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exclamation
exclamation
socials.
point socials, so that you can get a glimpse of all of our socials, down in the comments for Twitch. And as the name suggests, for this tournament, it is the final strike. So please put just strike line and Gundam Evo now. Thank you very much. But yeah, as we are now getting in on our game, it is Go Gang versus
Go gang,
Burnsiders, Portland
Portland,
Burnsiders. We're just
Port.
gonna be setting it up, and we'll be right back with hopefully the freedom and the game, going into the game. And we'll see you in just a bit. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna be back.
But if you do go somewhere, follow our socials. Go there.
Okay, Cypher. But that'll be a good addition to Evolution, though. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, and all pilots alike.
Do you see that?
Hero is back, but
Do you
the
see?
question is, would Portland Burnsiders or Goo Gang gonna take this one up for their revenge for the grand finals?
Is that Mahiru?
Mahiru?
Mahiru? Is that Mahiru? It is.
My Hero Academy. No.
All right.
No.
Burnsiders and Goo Gang ready to throw down on Mountain R&D, and the fire is hot, and the heavy is here. It looks like we got just Goo Gang just trying to take a high ground, and Portland Burnsiders just meeting them up there. 2 picks already against Goo Gang, with seems like another one going out. And Portland Burnsiders definitely put themselves in a position to take Objective A.
Right, and there you go. Very beautiful stuff here. You know, again, yeah, they might have lost against Second Dynasty, and of course, what we call this with the Taurus Esports respectively. But it doesn't mean that they are not going to be able to give us some action. But look at that right now. Guess the Sun is going to be 3 down in favor of 1. You know, in favor of Portland Burnsiders.
Yeah, I just want to point out, Lacrum just knows, just through their gameplay. Also, we got a melee Zaku. All right, let's go. I just want to point out that Lacrum looks like they really have a good handling on how to use New Gundam. They go in, they get out when their health is low, and they know when is a good time to use those funnels to get the maximum amount of damage out of them. So, especially securing a destruction against the enemy so that they can't be revived.
Yeah, but here you go. It's going to be changing up in just a bit, you know, and here we go. Portland getting in that 47, I believe, is the maximum as well, right? The maximum amount of like points that one can get in a capture point.
12 seconds before C unlocks, and you know, right now with Portland Burnsiders owning about 46%, it's just one of those things where Goo Gang really needs to get their goo together and make sure that they spread themselves over C.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, we got an overhead shot. Looks like we got Jim.
Oh, there you go.
There's Jim all just sitting out there. Nice revive there from Portland Burnsiders. Dr. Doggo playing Hyperion, just trying to just trying to like peek over the hill and see if they can do something, but they end up getting taken out. It just looked like they were caught in a crossfire there, especially with Lacrum and the enemy team just trying to keep them away from the point. Oh, there's the Hades
system. There we go.
Not much value,
Oh. See, that's one thing, right? That I kind of like don't like about the game, though, as well. So like, if you activate your G maneuver and you're not able to like actually use it, you just lose all of your charges.
Hey, listen. Grow up.
Okay.
Grow up, okay?
I'm sorry. I thought skill issue, by the way.
Grow up.
Skill issue. But you know that also puts in a lot of like a timing as well. So what is they just need to put that up in the right timing, and if you use it at the bad timing, you're just gonna wasting it up, and you just have to charge it up once.
Oh, this Zaku melee is hot. He's going in. He's spinning. He's looking for his next target. Another. There's no one really around, but it did help him maneuver. And I just want to point out, sometimes if you at least take out 1 or 2 people, that can be just enough. Maybe you hit a third, you built some range, you reposition yourself over a health pack. So there's a lot of maneuverability you can gain from using Zaku Melee's ult, even if you only took out 1 person in the process.
Wow. And here you go, though. Goo Gang, 44%. Still having a hard time.
Oh, look at that ult. Yeah, there we go.
Here we go. Zaku 2 range.
B will be unlocking in about 7 seconds. Again, with having Wu Gang just holding on to this point as long as they have, they put themselves in a position where they can contend against Portland Burnsiders. Also, fun fact here,
wow,
that is a phenomenal idea, because at the end of the day, these abilities go through walls. So if you know the enemy team, oh look at that, look at that right there. If you know the enemy team is right above, beautiful, that Molly was clearing them out. If you know the enemy team is right above you, you can use that opportunity to just collect some ultimate charge if you need to, and maybe do some damage. You never know, you might actually get a kill.
And just like what they did as well, Gym 2 does have, you know, Gym 2 now have access to its G maneuver as well. Unfortunately, you know, they're going to be changing up their units, so they're going to have to charge up once again. But here comes the Screaming Nimbus. Going to be able to hit anyone.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, never mind. Got one. Got one.
A flat 300 damage. This is a reminder that's literally 303 damage per hit.
That's true. That is true. But here you go. Hell overs. Full overs.
Hyperion just keeping the team together. Love to see it.
Okay, 80%. Gu Gang was able to put that up. Krednar though. Krednar does have access to his G maneuver. Still not using it though. Are they going to use it this summer? I think this is the right time to use it, you know? Yeah. I think this is the right time to pull up all the G maneuvers just so that you can like secure, you know, your point. But here you go. It doesn't matter right now.
Not Orbit. Yet, not Orbit's quite. Just trying to create some space and kill some people in the process. It looks like they were able to do that with Portland Burnsiders taking control of the point. Gu Gang at 99.9%. I got 99 problems, but this point is won. Hopefully, they can come back in and reclaim this objective. If they can't, they're going to have to do it again in the next round.
Oh, here comes the punch.
So good. Oh, this is just, you know, Crumb just sitting down looking for someone to pick him up. Sadly, that's not going to happen. It's very hard right now for Gu Gang to get everything back together, but it looks like they're trying their best. This Pale Rider alt going out. But
oh, that's it.
Oh, no. You think, right? The Melee Zaku was holding on point for just a second, using the invulnerability.
Just standing there menacingly. There you go, definitely.
Dream. Looks, every time you think it's over, it's not. The enemy team is trickling back into point from above over B, which is really nice because you can use that momentum to fall down into. But it looks like there is a lot of blue on this point.
Oh, 3 down, unfortunately for them. Gu Gamers. You know, Portland Burnsiders going to be taking in the first game.
You know, the Gu Gang they're Gu Gamers. You're right. You're right, they are.
Yeah. They just need to put in the, you know, they need to put in the gooiness of the map, you know, for themselves and capture it.
Are we still talking about the same thing?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. No worries. Yes, we are.
I really do want to point out that if you look at Blessed at playing just as well as they are, they sit at 23,000 damage.
Right.
With Marian, you know, just sitting right up with 20, and then Kao right after at 19. You know, it's just there's so many opportunities to do damage on this map, and it's just they're taking them. You know, these skirmishes are happening. These little proxy fights are going on. People are taking out others that are low on health. I just love the map awareness was so good. Everyone knows their role. They're, you know, just putting everything they can into capturing these objectives. And once again, we're going to see some more of that right now.
Coiled overs though at 25k damage. I think we're going to be seeing more of that later on in the game. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Coiled overs going to take down already. Orbit's kind of out in orbit right there. It was just in the middle of the enemy team. Sadly, they did not make it out. But, you know, hey, it looks like this is Guntank's time. I love Guntank. Big fan. Never misses. Hits 100% of their shots as long as they're in sight. There's the slam, knocking them up. You can do that because that momentum is very heavy with Guntank. And as long as that heat is low, they can keep it up, which they did. Whew, Guntank. Woo.
Here you go. Overhead once again. PB trying to get in, but Gu Gamers
really putting up a fight here, not allowing PB to get in any way at all.
It's good getting, they know, I think they listened to the comms right after the match, and they were just like, hey, we had a lot of opportunities in that last match. You know, we need to take advantage of these moments that we get, create momentum, because Portland Burnsiders they're bringing it today. I love that everyone just falling back over into the point. Blue Gang starting out very strong, pretty much taking just about as many points as they can from this objective here. Transitioning over to B now and locking in about 28 seconds. You got Barb just swinging at anyone that's in front of him. You know, it's hard to group up and not stagger when everyone's just being taken out at random times.
Oh yeah, for sure, but here you go. All the points is still into the side of Blue Gamers as PB. The Portland Burnsiders still doesn't have any singular point. There we go. Are we going to be getting into game number 3? I think it's highly possible.
It's highly possible. You know, it's one of those situations right now when you look at the placement of everyone and the way the match is going, I think Blue Gang really was just like, you know, we need to win this next round. You know, we just can't get eliminated like this. We've come this far. We fought this hard. Let's just, you know, we need a Barb for execute. Let's get gun tanks. Because here's the interesting thing about gun tank on maps like this, right? Everyone is doing so much damage to everyone. It is very easy and very possible to just eliminate 2 or 3 people at a time. Well, look at this. This is Mahiru Gaming right here. It's very easy to eliminate 2 or 3 people at one time just because you got 3 people at 20% health. And it doesn't take very much. They just need constant line of sight.
Here we go though. 5 seconds for them to switch back into the B point. But likewise, you know, they are
yeah, we're at C now.
They're already at the B point.
20.
Okay.
And it's very interesting too because I see that the gun tank's holding on to their ult. The one thing about that was a good one from it looks like that was from Gundam, but the thing about gun tank is you're gonna charge ult so fast, and here it is. Here it's gonna go out right now. Value, wonderful. Ooh. You took 2 out, perfect. The best thing to do now is go follow up, because if you look at that kill feed, if they get 2 revives, well, all you did was just waste their time. But it looks like that didn't happen.
That's true.
Yeah.
And as you have mentioned, you know, GG now is buying some time for their teams as they were able to secure the C point, and I think going to be able to secure A point as well.
Yeah.
Going to potentially be, you know, our first game 3 of the day, as most of the games have been.
They know they need to get it, and that's. Oh no! I believe it's just like one person that's holding the point up right now, and if that one person is Barb, sometimes it can be a hard fight. But it'll take, Portland Burnsiders is starting to trickle over, but there's not enough of them alive to keep it going. This round 2 goes to Goo Gang. Gang.
This is our first time. The first time that we're going to get game number 3 in a match, and it's happening on the lower bracket semifinals.
With, might I point out, Gun Tank on the team. And again, it's I just want to speak to as seeing and experiencing it. When there are so many ults going out and so much random damage, it's very satisfying to play Gun Tank, hit multiple units at one time, and look at the kill feed and go, "Oh, I just got 3 kills." You know, or even when it comes to using the ultimate, Gun Tank is able to charge so much ult on maps like this because everyone is so close together. You're going to hit you're at least going to hit a minimum of 2 people, no matter what angle you're pointing at, especially if you have the high ground. And so you don't really want to hold on to that ult. Just keep them out. Just keep throwing these ults out like hotcakes. You know, sometimes, again, it's very important to just keep the enemy in a situation where they are like, oh, wait, what's that sound? A Gun Tank ult? Let me watch my positioning. How much health do I have? Who's around me? Maybe I need to shoot at that. Because if they're shooting at the plane, that means they're not shooting at your allies.
No, yeah, for sure. But here we go, the final game of this round. PB versus GG.
All right, looks like Gang's already in a little disposition there with so many of them trying to revive one person. Sometimes in situations like that, it's a very good idea to be on comms and say, I'll revive you, so that everyone else can either play the role of cover or push. If three people are reviving one person, then, hey, that's not a good thing. However, I just want to point out revives real quick. That was a gun tank revive in the middle of a fight, and that was beautiful. Sometimes as gun tank, if you can revive an ally who can create more value than you can, you've done your job. Rest, soldier, rest.
No, sirree, indeed. But Portland's Burnsiders is going to be able to get this one up for themselves as Goo, as a Goo Gang here wants
look at
to
that.
secure
Look at
it
that.
for themselves as well. And they did. They were able to seal away point A. But the question is it enough?
We've seen the ferocity from both teams having a full sweep on match 1 and another full sweep on match 2. So we know that they're both very competent and capable. But the thing I will eternally say I love about round 3 or game 3s is just that, and it really comes from like playing fighting games in an FGC, is just that both players know how they play. They've revealed their hand to each other. They've done their one trick thing. They've done their, G boost or, using their just little techniques. They've used them all between the two games. And so now, I love all this reviving that's happening, but they've used these tricks. So now in game 3, or match 3, they know that they are equally matched, and we're going to just see these points go between each other. Portland Burnsiders sitting at 17 and climbing. Goo Gaming sitting at 21 right now. We know Goo Game has no. Look at it, looking for a target.
Wow.
Goo Gaming has no. Goo Gang has no problem with capturing and securing points for their team. So this is anyone's game.
No, yeah, but here you go, 31 to 21. It still is anyone's game, as you have mentioned. Still go in to Goo Gang, or could still go in for Portland Burnsiders. Really.
Love those aerial shots in this game. They really do help give context to everything that's happening on the map. This game does not have a map. Look, I just want you to look at the kill feed real quick. Gun Tank got 2. Killed the gym with a charge. And, it's just, again, it's how much pressure can you bring if you're hitting the enemy team, you're creating pressure. If they're hitting you, then you are being pressured.
That is true. And here you go, 51% for Goo Gang. Are they going to be able to maintain this, or would Portland Burnsiders going to be able to catch up?
I love all the support for that I'm seeing about Mahiru in the chat. It is one of those things, though, where it's like, and Pugs, it might be hard to find value as Mahiru because no one's looking after you, no one's, watching your back. But when you're playing on teams like Portland Burnsiders or Goo Gang, then you know that your team is looking out for you in your best interests. They can revive you if you screw up, or if you create an opportunity, they're going to follow up as well. So, Mahiru, I always look at it as like, yeah, he has value. There's ults coming out, but he has value. Same thing like Gun Tank here. Gun Tank just got 2 picks, using the ult, flying around, looking for someone to take out. We haven't seen on the kill feed that they've taken out and secures 2 kills. This is so much pressure that Goo Gang is creating right now for Portland Burnsiders with 4 of them out. It's just, 20 seconds till point B. What do you do?
No, yeah, but even then, right? Like, it's going to be 98.1% by the time of that. 90 is going to be the play of the game here for GG. Goo Gang just trying to make sure that they are repelling away BB.
JJ, they're in a very rough spot.
91.
Because it's like,
98%.
98%. At some now here's the reality of the situation. If Goo Gang does not close out, you see what you did? If Goo Gang does not close out, then the only thing they can do is go back. Oh, that's a very good pick. The only thing they can do is go back. We see the tackle there from the Gun Tank, forcing the ultimate, but there's no value from that because it gets taken out in mid-ult, just like you don't like. I know you were talking about that earlier. But, again, Goo Gang does, if they're not able, hold on, Hyperion just
look at that, Hyperion!
Even though Hyperion is very vulnerable from behind, but that's what I'm talking about. the unicorn just coming in and saying, "Don't worry, I got you. Here's a shield. Here's some health regeneration. You don't have to die so soon."
And then at the same time, we have Blessed as well, ready with that
Crumb
of the butterfly.
holding out, the last one standing, still alive, trying, living, breathing, throwing down bombs. The turn
There we go,
trying,
Bless.
living, sending down the sparkles from the sky. Gundam is not over.
Gundam definitely is not over yet.
GG.
But for GG, Goo Gamers, they're going to be
Goo
the
Gang.
ones taking. Okay, yeah, going to be getting in the
Goo Gang
first
Gaming.
game.
Well done.
Good Games Gaming. There
Well
we
done.
go. Awesome.
Welcome back, everybody. I really just want to point out a couple of things. One is just what Unicorn is able to do, and the
Right.
idea of just their presence being there and creating passive health regeneration. It's a very big deal. So there's so much happening, and as long as you're playing around the Unicorn, you might be in a situation, because we all know in PvP, so much happens in a very short amount of time. 3 seconds can feel like an eternity when you're in a fight with Dom and Pale Rider, or what we just saw where Hyperion is using their ultimate, creating value, making space, grabbing the enemy team. But then at the same time, Hyperion is very vulnerable in that ultimate state. Unicorn just being in the area, creating that extra health regeneration while the Hyperion is doing something and can't have any defensive abilities, was able to prolong their life just a little bit longer. Same thing with having units like Guntank around, or like we were speaking about earlier, just if you have a Mahito on your team. Unicorn is in a very strong spot on maps like R&D, on Thermal Plant, on anything where you need some form of frontline stationary ability to keep your team in the fight and keep them just, alive, because sometimes an enemy team might hit you for 200, but you have 210 health, and now that passive regeneration and that shielding that's coming up from the Unicorn is helping you figure out how you can prolong your fight and stay in the fight and secure the objective. So
right.
good.
But with that being said, though, man, this is going to be quite a very hyped, lower semifinals, and we can't wait to see more of it when we come back, only here at the Breakout Series. So don't go anywhere. Take your snacks, take your water, take your everything as we set up this game. Don't go anywhere, guys.
Even popping the G maneuver a little bit early, the Screaming Nimbus, just to make sure that there's not that much of a chance to regroup here.
2 are now down into the last second, but at the very least, they still have like 3 more minutes and still have a lot of time to play with. But at the same time, you'd want to get this as much as possible. But look at that, the Victor's going to be taken out, but the Dom here.
They've got 4 minutes left.
Yeah, Gasman actually whiffed that attack with the Barbie. But look at that. That's going to be 2 down from the Ashimar with the punch. That is a one-punch man right there.
In really hot water, they lost out on Mr. Big Lord.
Here
They
comes the
lost
butterfly.
out on the Blue Jay, and it's the butterfly, and that's a beautiful butterfly coming out the last second because they
Team White!
needed it. That huge clutch up from Fusion Blackie here, and really turning the screws on the defense here. Effects will not get rezzed up as the Hades has been popped by Tizim, and now they're charging forward.
Right, and look at that again. Ooh! That is true, but that is going to be a big one at that. And look at that, that's going to be 4 down into last second, while TKD is doing so much. Grim and Nimbus is going to be popped up as well, and he's going to be able to take down 5 to make that the team kill as well in the process.
Matthew now only really working with the energy cable. Here comes the lights are out from Evictus. Get them there in time. Fusion Blackie has that butterfly, and he's instantly going to go ahead and pop it, though. He gets shot out of the sky. Carl Sagan will be able to clear him out and find one more.
Nice thing is, oh, okay, actually, hold on. Here's a really big push. That shield came out at the perfect time, actually completely blocked the flame grenade. And then it's going to be basically an entire team wipe. That is the entire team wipe.
The exponent finally follows up, taking out Carl's Signy at the very least, but the space created is still hurting away time for Matthew, who are now down to 2 minutes. Ultimately, they will be able to secure it.
Oh, Mr. Big Large hit maybe 3 or 4 players. Oh, but the Hades coming in from Tizim and then gets shut down. That's really unfortunate.
That's where LS gets to succeed as they try to go for that res, and he does end up getting it off in the last moment, but there's the re-knock as the Evada system comes out. Point has unlocked, and that's going to be last second taking it once more.
Your goal is to capture the target waypoints. The mission is about to begin.
Your mission is about to capture the waypoint. And that being said, Portland Burnsiders still needs to capture one more point. Or rather, 2 more points against Goo Gang if they want to win.
This is one of my favorite maps. Thermal Plant really is that map that helps you get all the cobwebs out. It's very, very strong in favor of Zaku ranged players, just because there's unlimited abilities for them to use and flank with. They have numerous opportunities, but we see Heavy Arms flipping into action, actually, which is very nice to see. Love seeing that unit anytime at all. However, Portland Burnsiders just got burned on all sides, it looks like, and they've been fully wiped out. Gang coming in real strong, sending Portland Burnsiders all the way back to the spawn, where they're going to have to find a way to regroup and push into point A.
And look at that, immediately and quickly as well. Goo Gang wants to finish this off as they already won one time, and they just want to get in their revenge as well. Look at the flip as well. Very beautiful stuff. Oh, but they're going to get taken off, unfortunately.
Oh, wow, there's a lot of just defensive abilities coming out from the Hyperion. I love to see it. Love that he's there. I love that he's being played. He seems to be a staple so far, especially if you're an aggressive Pale Rider player and you just want some more survivability. Hyperion seems to be that unit. However, Goo Gang is just not going to give up this point. Able to collect about 44%. I think they're going to end it at 46. That's right. With target C being unlocked in about 25 seconds. This is probably one of the hardest points to control, just because you have two control points. You have the top floor, and then you have the ground floor. And a lot of players will actually just defend on the ground floor, and there'll be 4 or 5 players on the top, and they're like, how come we're not capturing? And there's about 3 players underneath just waiting. Oh, I just want to point out real quick, we got a Marseille on the map as well, which is always good to see. I think the changes to Marseille have actually been a really good thing with the grab that Marseille has with the little hook. It does a really good job of just creating forms of crowd control, and is on a very, very, very low cooldown now. It doesn't do nearly as much damage as it used to, but it is on such a low cooldown that you can just create opportunities endlessly.
Transub's going to be popping up here. Here comes the cross chops here. They're going to be able
value,
to take the 2 as well.
Valid. The name was right when they made it. That was a valid play from Valid. Just taking out 2, creating room and space for the team, and then also double down on securing that point for Goo Gang. Gang. Goo Game Gang. Oh, man, they're just gaming. Look at them.
That is what you were talking about when you are saying value, like it's not just being a wasted Nimbus, just like this one, not just a wasted G maneuver, rather, not a Nimbus, but look at that as well.
It's a reminder, there are a lot of mobile suits in this game. Some of them can transform, some of them have a lot of very good maneuverability, or look at that play, beautiful. Just securing a kill on one and destroying the other. Very good punch.
Right. Wow. Beautiful stuff though, but it's not gonna be enough. 93% for Goo Gang here.
Yeah.
I was just about to say Goo Gang. Goo Gaming.
Please don't.
You cyber.
Just leave that from our minds. Yeah, they are gaming, but they're the Goo Gang. Portland Burnsiders, this is their point. They can collect 40% here, or they can just somehow fall apart, and Goo Gang will just pick up the slack. But there's a little fight happening on the side there, away from the objective. It's not as important, but it can create an opening. It's one of those things where, yeah, my team's fighting on the side, but hey, if my team loses that fight, there's now a weakness that the enemy team can use to get into the objective.
And here you go, 31. Finally, PB might be, we're looking at a
little barb fight. Little rhinoceros beetles doing their thing.
Target changed to objective B.
But are they going to be able to do it? That is a big question. Goo Gang here only needs 7% more for them to win.
Yeah, it's a tough thing too, because I really believe in player fatigue, and in a situation like this, Goo Gang might just need to end it, because the longer the game goes on, the more mistakes you can start to make. And with people being behind these matches, Sometimes you make a simple mistake. Maybe you revive someone when you shouldn't have. Maybe use your ult at the wrong time. You just got. It's time that they end this round because they have a whole other round right after this. Portland Burnsiders is not letting that happen though.
Objective contested.
Ooh.
Portland Burnsiders taking point B. There's no other objective after this. They're going to have to close it out on this point. This is it. B is now the proving grounds. With multiple ults coming out, Dom using his to try and create some opportunity for Gugang. Valid doing
We go
Valid.
chance them again.
Being Valid, look at that. Keeping Pale on the ropes.
Oh wow, not gonna hit anyone. Hyperion with the G maneuver though.
That goes to Gugang. Round 1 goes to Gugang.
That was very quick.
Yeah, welcome to Thermal Plant. You know, it's one of those things where if you can take if you can take every single point that pops up, you have a sweeping victory for your team. I find that, and this just might be me and my time from watching a lot of these matches, but a lot of these capture the point maps seem to get looked over just because you can lose very quickly on these maps.
Right.
Whereas if you're planting the bomb, you have to wait until the timer counts down. The match will not end prematurely for any reason other than the bomb not being planted or, you know, both bombs being detonated. So again, when it comes to capture the point, the game can be over before you even get started. So it seems that, you know, at least from what I've noticed between a lot of the matches that we have between here and JP, we on NA tend to avoid the thermal plants or the what's another one? With the exception of Mountain R&D, because Mountain R&D seems a little more close quarters and everything. But yeah, bomb planting seems to be the way to go because you have more opportunities to fix your mistakes.
Right, and you can, as you have mentioned, you know, just in addition, you can actually adjust midway.
Yeah. Look, I'd love to see the gym on Gugang just being out there, being in the front, just using the shield bash, especially since it was just upgraded a bit from the last patch.
Or down into the side of PB. That is actually quite unfortunate. And with that being said, GG is able to take over C point. Wow. Okay, just waiting in on them to finally
look at this cluster of damage just going out.
Beautiful start from the Barbie.
Gugang holding on to the objective C. We'll be switching over to B in about 25 seconds. So the nice thing about this is Gugang's going to be able to milk at least 36% more if they can just hold this for. That was a great look at that. Gundam still in the game, doing that damage. That mace swing was right on point. Looks like we'll be changing objectives in about 5 seconds.
Here we go. 48 seconds. They were able to maximize. Sorry, 46 seconds. They were able to maximize all of the time that they've gotten, you know, into the second point. But with that being said,
oh, there it is. There's the gym ult. Just to you know, put some pressure in front of you. Sometimes you don't have to worry about people coming from that area because you have your proximity bomb just floating there, just waiting for anyone who's just, you know, like not, you know, even if Dom ults and he ult pass, unless those bombs hit from the front, they're going to basically take him out from behind.
For sure. But, man,
there it is. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy how many ultimates Valid has been getting on Exia. It's just wild every time we just get that camp respect. Wait a minute there. Wait, did yes, it looks like the Exia charge right clicked through the Ash's ult and killed him. You know, that is possible. You're not invulnerable in that ultimate. You can die. This wonderful counterplay right there.
There you go, though. 74% right now from GG before they can actually, say GG's to their opponents. But if PB does get this, then, well, there's not going to be any GG's just yet.
That's right, Gugang already moving themselves into position to take point. See that's unlocking about 20 seconds. However, there's some ult coming out, especially from the Barb there. There's the Dom ult as well, just creating space, looking for targets. It's kind of hard to find targets when everyone's dead. Right, with
It's
that
like,
point unlocking
who are you
two,
actually going to be taking out?
It's about sending a message.
Right. And here you go. Ooh, occupying target. Point C is now open. Only has a minute left, ladies and gents.
There's a lot of red there. 93. Just once we hit 100, that's going to close out on Gugang taking this game.
One more.
Oh, wait,
Oh,
and
wow.
stolen by Portland
Beautiful.
Burnsiders. But for how long? Orbit comes in, able to get a pick. Ults are coming out from Orbit as well, just trying to stay in the fight as long as he can. Stunning the Gym, knocking him once, putting him down, not finishing him off, which can sometimes be a very, very miscalculated decision, just because people can be revived in this game. However, it looks like Portland Burnsiders is saying, hey, don't count us out just yet. This is our master plan. We'll let you get all the points, and then we'll just take the last one right underneath you.
Right, 99.9% here for Gugang. It's this is like one of the hardest part of the game, right? Like if you're already in the winning end, and then suddenly
got some ults
your
coming out.
opponent is able to take down the momentum.
Gugang trying to take it
Don't
back.
you really have a hard time.
Oh, look at this 1v1 melee 1v1. We can't, but there's a big fight happening on the side, and it looks like Gugang is actually wiping Portland Burnsiders off the point. That was just enough, and that's theirs. Gugang, gang, GG.
And there you go. GG's for GG.
Maybe that was the whole
2-0.
plan after all. Gugang, GG, you know?
GGG.
Izanagi did a
Indeed.
phenomenal
Oh,
job. Good stuff. Well done.
They are.
You know,
They
again,
are.
if you're ever looking for high-level Gundam Evolution gameplay, look no further. You'll always find it here on the GNL with 2023 breakout series. Yeah, what?
Sorry, I just realized, right?
Yeah.
I just realized that Gugang is going to go ahead and fight off Cheka Dynasty, which is not, it's still not the revenge that Gugang is looking forward to, because they lost earlier, right? They lost earlier to that of what do you call this? To that of the
Satoris?
so Historis Esports, there you go. That is the team that they're looking forward to for that revenge. Unfortunately, there's still a big wall, a huge threat for them, waiting for them before they can head over to Satoris Esports.
Yeah. You know, again, it's so cool to see this high level version of the gameplay where that both teams have been running these maps. They understand how the objectives work, but now it's more about mastery of the mobile suit. A lot of the expression that the players are showing off is how well they are as pilots with these mobile suits when it comes to control of the G maneuvers, working as a
Right.
team, their comms, and just being able to pick up where the weaknesses might be in their allies' mobile suit or their own. So again, this is the lower bracket, but at the same time, there's nothing low about the gameplay. It's still high level gameplay, and we love to see it from these players.
And there'll be more.
more when we come back after this very short break for Gu Gang versus Tekka Dynasty.